So I'm joined by Ahmed Hashim, our cybersecurity services manager for the region. Thank you for joining us, Ahmed.
Thank you, Ed, so much for having me with you today.
I always like to talk to you because you teach me something every time. And especially with what we're seeing going on across the region, I thought it would be great to catch up with you and spend a few minutes talking about a few things. What are you seeing as trends in cyber incidents across the Middle East currently?
It's always a pleasure to be with you again. Actually, we are seeing two things. We are seeing more impacts and more attacks.
Mhm.
During the last few months, we have seen very destructive attacks affecting many organizations from different sectors like healthcare, aviation, government entities, from ransomware attacks till complete wiping attacks. What also stands out is that those attackers or threat actors are very sophisticated. They are staying in the network for about 200 to 300 days
Wow.
inside the network, sleeping, knowing everything about what's happening inside the environment. To be honest, what is really worrying to me that the most victims are system administrators. Although actually they know the attacks or these phishing attacks on paper, I found that they just are being victim for it, and they click on the link, and actually attackers actually are trying to penetrate the network through them. And this is, to be honest, is a trend that we are seeing now these days.
You can try to prevent attacks, and there's many ways to do this. And sometimes, you play as much defense as you can, but they get through. What are some of the things you've seen when the cyber attacks happen? Are some of the things that go wrong in the first few hours?
Uh, to be honest, we need to be prepared. I found that preparation, or many customers are spending a lot of spending less effort in preparation. They are not prepared well for incidents. Like, for example, they are not conducting frequent tabletop exercises. They are not doing some sort of proactive services like attack service assessment, pen testing, red teaming. So they need to be prepared for this. Second one, that they always under stress. They always focusing on answering the normal instant response questions like what happened, why, who, where, and when. But they are not focusing on the recovery.
Okay.
So they spend a lot of time to do a lot of forensics, but the recovery actually will happen later. That's why in Dell, whenever an incident happens, we will find that we have two teams working with our customers to handle the incidents. One team will be focusing on the forensics and doing incident investigation and contains the incident, and actually we have another team who is doing the recovery and helping customers to resume business operation. Let us agree, the ultimate goal is always to resume business operations.
100%. You mentioned a couple of things that I think are critical. You mentioned incident recovery,
Yes.
right? So, like you said, people wait till after the incident occurs, do their audits and forensics to figure out all these questions, and then they start looking at recovery when you kind of mentioned that we care about getting the recovery up and running as soon as possible. How can we help customers in that recovery piece? What do we have as capabilities to accelerate the recovery?
We have multiple services we are offering in Dell. One of them is instant response retainer services, where actually customer is going to buy certain hours and be engaged with us for future incidents. The idea is not if the incident is going to happen, it's about when it's going to be happen.
Okay.
So we start the engagement with some sort of a basic assessment just to understand the customer environment, just to be prepared for the incident when it happens. We need actually to do some sort of documentation for the networks, for the perimeter. So whenever an incident happens, we are going to spend less time in the discovery and more time in the recovery of business and resuming business operation.
Okay. So essentially, this retainer, like you called it, the incident recovery retainer, the whole idea is we understand the environment so that if or when the incident occurs or the attack occurs, we're able to quickly engage to start recovering instead of trying to figure out and discover. And that's why having it upfront versus post
Absolutely.
saves you those critical hours, right?
Exactly.
Another question, and maybe we can discuss this in a bit more detail. I'm a CIO. I'm not, but maybe one day. And I'm worried about this major incident from occurring. And I'm not sure will I be able to survive it, recover it. How can Dell help me?
There are actually three things that we can help you. First one is whenever an incident happens, we need to be an island in a storm. So we need actually to do a lot of preparation and proactive services, as we mentioned, like incident response retainer preparation. We need to do some sort of analysis to your environment, doing all those discovery phases. This is exactly is going to minimize as a business operation disruption that we have.
Okay.
Second one is you need to conduct compromise assessment. And this is very important, by the way. As we have seen more sophisticated attacks recently, in the past, we used to advise our customers to conduct compromise assessments whenever they are having an incident, just to make sure that the environment is clean. Now, we don't know. Attackers or threat actors can be inside the network. They can be sleeping inside the networks, knowing a lot of details. So compromise assessment is the second step that we need to do.
Okay.
Third one, which is very important, which is what we call, you need to conduct some sort of 360-degree assessment. When you look at security, in security we have two parts. We have the functional part where we are checking the processes, the policies, how the governance is being done, how security awareness and training is being done. And also we have the technical part, something like attack surface assessments, internal penetration testing, external penetration testing, red teaming. So by having a 360-degree assessment, we are having a full view about the current risks. We're having more visibility about the current security controls and their effectiveness, and how we can help our customer to have a clear roadmap.
Okay, so, if I break this down and summarize kind of what you kind of said, and honestly, we've had a lot of these discussions today. What I feel is that to secure ourselves, we need more and more preparation.
More preparation.
So that if an incident occurs, if we can't stop it and it occurs, we're able to quickly recover with minimal impact, with minimal data loss or application outages.
Absolutely.
Great. So it sounds so simple, but I'm sure it's much more complex than that. But I'm sure with your help, Ahmed will be able to solve these problems.
Thank you so much, Ian.
Great. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.